try to secure your grandparents' unconditional love with you for the rest of your life, as long as they are value them, as long as they are understand them, as long as they are share your time, share the moments, live the moments together forever. These moments will never come back again. You should always value them, you should always understand them, and you should always realize that their love and affection for you as a grandchild is unconditional, and you should be unapologetic for it, and you should always value that, and you should always respect that, and you should always cherish that there is someone who is unconditionally loving you. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing absolutely fine and perfect. This is Siddharth, welcoming you all to SidharthWorld, and today's topic is very interesting. It's a story about a grandfather and a grandson, and this cute little story and incident was shared to me by one of my very own friend called Nisha, and while she was on the way to her work, this was an epic moment that she spotted and she thought to share it, and this is how I am getting it. Now let's get back to the story. Before to that, watch out the small time lapse and then get back to the story. Have liked the time lapse. Habal flyover. Now, my friend Nisha, who works with an college educational institution in Bangalore, always travels on the same way, and for her, when she gets stuck in that particular junction on the traffic, for her the only way is to look out at the lake and see that all the concrete buildings surrounded near the lake, and seeing to that lake she get that little bit of peacefulness and all that, and from that every day is like a usual routine for her, that route and all. But this particular day she noticed this particular grandfather and grandson duo who was on an Honda Activa, and they were juggling, the grandchild was juggling to find a place so that he can keep it stagnant because of the constant movement of the vehicles like buses, trucks, all other vehicles, because that's a flyover which gets jam-packed at a specific time if you're not crossing for it. Nisha lost the sight of this duo and could not find what happened, suddenly where they disappeared, and all the thoughts were going in her mind. That's where when she was thinking, what is that concern that grandfather had in her face which she was not able to. Now she was thinking this question, and the irony is, when you think something, destiny also tries to help you. Destiny also tries to help you to build this narrative so that you can always tell the story to the people, and you can always get that thought out of your mind. Now in this case, the same thing happened. After traveling a couple of distance, there was another stop called Gutta Alley, where there is another signal, and on that signal again she spotted this duo on the same Activa, the grandfather and the grandchild. hey, look, me and my grandchild is on a ride, so please do maintain distance and don't come near to us and harm my grandchild. Now the question here is, the grandfather was telling, hey, me and my grandchild, I repeat again, me and my grandchild is on a ride. Stay away as much as possible, don't come so close to us and don't harm my grandchild. Or he was not worried about he himself can get injured, but he was more concerned and more worried about his grandchild. Now his grandchild is juggling up and asking people to give a space because he wants to go early, because there is a grandfather who is sitting behind. Whereas the context from the grandfather's side is, the grandfather is more worried about the grandchild, that his grandchild should not get injured. Around, and then her attention caught on this particular thing, and for some reason she was like literally following that to understand what was it, and she found out some concern on this, and that she wants to capture that, she wants to understand that, and that concern was unconditional affection and love for his grandchild. The unconditional love and affection of a grandfather towards his grandson, or who is struggling with juggling in between the vehicles, the bus, the trucks, in the traffic, and the flyover, to find a place so that he can stand for some time and move on faster so that his grandfather may not suffer. On the contrary, the grandfather is more worried that people will come too close, the vehicles will come too close and may harm his grandson, or his grandson may get some difficulty. So he is telling, hey, give space to me, give space to my grandchild, we are on a ride, we are going, we are not disturbing. So he is equally concerned, but he is not concerned about him, he is concerned about the grandchild. Often we don't realize how important this thing is. The important thing is, we need to understand the perspective of our elders towards us.